day trading in real time this morning. Breaking down a couple trades that I made 3 trades today. Didn't really have the follow through. Ended up getting into a trade pre-market and then just didn't have the follow through. Ended up getting out for a loss, and then the stock did exactly what I thought it would do. So you'll kind of see that whole battle of just kind of battling the emotions, like, oh, should I buy again? Should I hold? Should I wait? What should I be doing here? And you kind of talk about that here in a second and show you guys these trades. Having a red day, it's part of it, and I'm totally fine with it. I'm going to admit it. I'm going to show you guys my red day because, having small losers on a day like today is fine. And then when the setups appear again, when we have some really solid moves, it's going to be easy to lock in some big profit. I've had some really good days lately. Today, just kind of managing my risk, taking the loss, and calling it a day. To humble yourself and to remember, that, hey, it's not all about winning. It's about managing that risk and making sure that we're not being stupid. And that's really what it comes down to, keeping yourself in check. And today's video is a great example of just keeping myself in check, being able to not force myself to try to get back to green. Just because I'm red does not mean that I should sit here and try to scalp and try to get in and out and try to take profit and do all those things that, yeah, maybe I could get back to green. But the problem is there's a good chance I'm going to end up just digging myself deeper into the hole here and go more red. So I'm going to just take my small loss today after having some really good days and just ride it off as, hey, it's just part of the cycle, part of the market cycle. You're going to get those hot days. You're going to take profit. And then you're going to have days like today where you just got to manage your risks. You got to cut your losers, and you got to walk away proud. You got to walk away proud for having a red day. Having a red day isn't something to be embarrassed about. It's just part of day trading. And obviously, today, keeping my losers small was the key here. Keeping my losers small. So hopefully you guys see that I'm having good green days. I'm taking my profit when I have it. But then on a red day like today, I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to sit here and just try to trade my way back to green. Started to do it, and then I'm like, nope, I'm not doing this. So I ended up just cutting it off. All right, so I'm looking for NVCN to hold this $4 area. But I'm looking for just this $4 to bounce here pre-market. Getting up there to $4.74, then pulling back down there at that $4 support. So we're going to see if we can get that $4 support to hold there, push back up there, just buying the dip off that support bounce. I want to see if this thing could push back up there. So we're not holding that $4. Let's see if we're going to bounce back up a little bit here. Try to buy a little bit more on the dip there. Wasn't able to get filled. Just give it a little bit of time here to see if this $4 area can hold. It's still pre-market. Just want to make sure we don't get like a big, massive sell-off there. I want to see $4 just kind of staying in that range right there. Just staying right there, kind of right at $4. I think we can hold that for now. We can get this to push back up. So we're just going to sit here and just keep an eye on it really closely. We want to make sure that $4 area. You see a lot of $4 printing there. So that's a good sign, $4 printing. I just want to make sure that it starts crashing. We're going to get out. I need 390 to hold here. 390 needs to hold. If we can't hold 390, I'm going to get out. 390 is that previous resistance there on the chart this morning pre-market. The previous resistance there at 390 turning into support right now. So I want to see this turn into support there and push back up above push back up there above $4. There's that push back above 4, holding that 390s that we're looking for. That's what we were looking for. Beautiful. I want to see this break out over 420 here. Take a $600 loss there on NVCN. Just not holding that $4. And now crashing back down there at 390. So I was really hoping for this to push over that 410 there, push back up there towards 420, 430. Would have been nice. Felt pretty good about just the overall, buying down here in the $4 area, kind of looking for that $4 support, and then push it back up there above 410 would have been pretty nice little play. I feel like that would have been a safe play after having this big sell-off here. Expecting some type of little bit of bounce back. Even if we didn't get to the high of day, I think we still could have gotten, 430, 440 area would have been nice, but just wasn't holding that $4 support and just kind of broke right through $4 there and down there at 390 again. Important to cut it off, important to not hold these, definitely with larger size. You can't hold these forever. Now that I say that, it's probably going to bounce back and go back to high of day. Now that I sold, got to play it safe. I was really trying to get out there at $4 even, but it just kind of broke right through. Now it's pushing back up there. And there it is, NVCN trying to push back up there above 410 now. You can see how these stocks, they'll fake you out sometimes. They'll fake you out just like that. A little fakey there. Should have just gave it more time to bounce off the support down there. But just didn't want to get stuck in some big sell-off. I'm going to wait for open now and see which way NVCN wants to go. Just not going to play it pre-market anymore. Just give a little bit of time to figure out which way it wants to go there at open. We'll see if this can break above this resistance area there or hold that support there at 388. Triple bottom. We got a triple bottom, boys. It's a triple bottom. So my plan is to wait for the market to open here and kind of see where this settles at. Look for a nice little washout to jump in and see if we get some decent action there at open. We'll look for a little bit of a washout back down to the support area. Market's about to open here, and here we go. There she goes, squeezing higher. Wow, up there to 450 now. Looking for a bit of a washout here. Just nothing but green, green, green. There's the squeeze we were looking for. So NVCN with that big spike up there to 460, and then all that selling pressure coming down on it there. I'm just not liking all that selling pressure, so I'm going to play it safe for now. Maybe this thing bounces. Big old washout there on TIK. Bit of a spread there. About a 40-50 cent spread here. There's not enough volume on this thing to really do much. So NVCN pushing off that $4. Still not convinced just yet about this move because you had all that selling pressure there. Holding it down. A lot of selling pressure, it seems like. Nice little washout down there. 73, looking for us to push back up there really quickly. Take a little bit off right there as it's pushed back up there. So just getting that washout, taking profit as it's pushed back up there quickly. So now I'm down only $350. What I'm not trying to do right now is make all that money back there. But you can see just how overextended that was to the downside, that sell-off down there. So it ended up getting filled there just for that quick pop back up. I was just looking to take back some of that red. Take back some of that red, baby. We got TIK over here. Kind of bouncing around, but just not getting any volume on this thing. Look at the volume on this. So you got 100,000 shares there. You got 48 there. And then you got 21 on this 1 minute candle. So the volume just not there compared to NVCN, which had 1.6 million shares traded there on the first 1 minute candle. So really nice volume on this. But you can see just all that selling pressure there. That's just not what we want to see. It pushed it right back down there to 425. We got the squeeze that we were hoping for right there at open, but we just didn't get the follow through. And you can see now NVCN down there at 370. So I hate to sit here and look at the hindsight here. I was good with my thought process that this thing could bounce higher before going into open there, looking for that pop back up there 430s. I would have been totally fine. It would have been a great morning there, locking that profit in. But the problem was it was a little too choppy this morning. I think, if this would have held $4, obviously I would have been still in the trade and I would have been able to lock that profit in. But we broke below 4 and started to just drop down. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to jump out here. And I ended up just jumping out there as it broke down just so I didn't get locked in. With the larger size, losing $600 with a large size with 8,000 shares really is not a bad loss at all. Not a bad loss at all. And now, we're staying focused here, looking for an opportunity for the next opportunity here. Got ACRX here. Big sell-off this morning from $3 down there to $120, bouncing all the way back up there to $280 now. I didn't even look at this morning. That was a bad idea. Why did I not look at this stock? Really just a beautiful bounce back there on ACRX from the 120s, bouncing all the way back up there to $280. So you could have bought down there in the 1.8. You could have bought down there in the low dollars and sold above $2 pretty nicely there on ACRX. But I was just too focused on NVCN and wasn't really paying attention to anything else. So good lesson to learn there. Good lesson to learn that in the morning I need to make sure that I'm looking at all the setups. You can see the gapper list here. This is what I'm basically just looking at every morning. Looking at the stocks that are gapping up, stocks that are gapping down, and just taking a look at the overall trade, at the overall chart, kind of the overall setup there. And this morning just wasn't paying attention to ACRX. NIO, yesterday people thought that NIO was going to the moon. There was news about Tesla. It actually had a really nice squeeze there end of day from $6 up there to $8.40. Got a little bit of action on that end of day yesterday. Made some money on that move, breaking over $7. And then I was thinking we'd probably get that spike all the way up there to $8 because we've had a lot of stocks that have been gapping up. We've had a lot of stocks that have been squeezing after hours, end of day, some big squeezes on some stocks. Recently we had IGC, NIO. So you really need to always be aware of what's going on. What's the trend? Are these stocks squeezing higher at open? Are they squeezing higher at the end of the day? Are we getting some after hours action? What's the overall kind of moves lately? You know, what are people doing? Because remember, people kind of move in herds. So if we get one or two stocks that are squeezing into the day and we get another third one kind of set up for that same exact pattern, a lot of times you'll get people that are like, hey, this is going to go, and you get that herd mentality. So you should always keep an eye on what's going on. What's the overall pattern? How are these stocks moving lately? What are they doing? And you can see NIO yesterday, end of day, beautiful little squeeze from 625 up there to, I think high was 842. So nice little move there. You just got to be able to identify those opportunities when they come along. NVCN, you can see now just all that selling pressure this morning, just holding it down there. The shorts finally won this battle. They loaded up. The shorts loaded up there, and they knew that they could hold this down below pre-market highs, that they could crash this back down. And that's what we got down there to 340 now. So NVCN down there. We got NIO just going lower as well. There's that push above 360 now on ASTC. Let's see if we can jump in here on a little bit of a washout. I'd like to see this washout down there to 340 one more time. See if we can get filled there at 345. Not getting filled in that dip down there at 345. Waiting for this to push through here. Up there to 360. There it is, 365 now. Got VT pushing up there from the 330s up there to 370 now. ACST now just going higher. Looking for this a bit of a pullback. Let me get down to the 350s one more time. Look for 350 pullback here. Don't want to chase it. Jumping in there at 349. Let's see if this will push back up there. Just a quick one in and out there up to 360. Watching this 340 area as my stop. Let's see if we can just push back up there at 360s one more time. I'm going to jump out there. Not liking it there at 340. I'm going to be done. I'm going to walk away now. Not bad. Not bad at all. Down $270 there on ASTC. Down $350 there on NVCN. It's not happening right now. I think the big problem, ASTC just kind of got me because I missed out on this entry. I think this was my entry. And this area, this first pullback for that break over 360 would have been my entry. Maybe it goes higher from here. But I'm not going to push it. I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to, you know, just because I'm red, just because I'm red doesn't mean I should be trying to get back to green. You know, we've had plenty of green days. The last thing I want to do is sit here and just, I need to make back. I need to get back to green, get back to green, get back to green. That's probably the worst idea, the worst way to trade this. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to close it out here, take my losses, and be done for the day. Probably, you know, maybe could have bounced back up there one more time. Give me one more opportunity to get out there, but just not getting it. VT squeeze in there as well. Couple stocks, NVCN down there at 340 now. So I'm just going to go ahead and close it out there and lock this down. NIO just getting murdered down there at 750 now. Part of day trading, you know, you got to be able to handle those losses. Have the big wins and have small losses. Keeping my losers small, locking it down there, not being, you know, not trying to force it, not trying to make myself get back to green here. And you can see ASTC down there to 318. So good thing I cut it off when I did. This thing could have been a lot bigger of a loss. You know, it could have been a $1,000 loss if I held through this and, you know, was being stubborn. So that's the big thing to learn here. The moral of the story is you got to just cut it off. You got to cut it off. If it's not working, we're cutting it. And that's what we did today. We cut it off. So ASTC, just not working out. And then NVCN, you know, this could have worked out. This could have worked out here, but just not working. Not happening. So I'm going to go ahead and close it out there. Take the loss. Take the red day. Learn from it. Come back stronger. And I'll talk to you guys later on.